A very happy morning to all my dear students. On this blissful morning, we are going to start a new chapter, which is a very interesting story, and I'm sure you all will like the story and you all will love to read this. This story, The Chocolate Room, was written by Roald Dahl, one of the greatest modern British writers. First, let's see about our author Roald Dahl. Roald Dahl was a famous writer of children's stories and poems. He served in Royal Air Force, and then around in 1940s he was considered as the most famous writer. He is also referred as the greatest storytellers for children as well as for adults. And he has received many awards for his famous stories for the children. And this chapter is taken from one of his most popular book, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. In this story, Mr. Willy Wonka, the owner of the chocolate factory, invites 5 children for a visit to his chocolate factory. Among them is a poor little boy, Charlie Bucket, the hero of our story, along with his grandfather. The children see many fascinating means lovely sights at the factory and have strange experiences there. In this extract, we are going to read what happened when Mr. Wonka shows them the chocolate room. Children, you can turn your books to page number 44. I'm reading to you the first paragraph. You can have a pencil in your hand and underline the difficult words and jot down their meanings. An important room this, cried Mr. Wonka, taking a bunch of keys from his pocket and slipping one into the keyhole of the door. This is the nerve center of the whole factory, the heart of the whole business, and so beautiful. I insist upon my rooms being beautiful. I cannot abide ugliness in factories. In we go then, but do be careful, my dear children. Don't lose your heads. Don't get overexcited. Keep very calm. In this paragraph, we could see Mr. Wonka showing one of the most important room in the chocolate factory. He slips one of the key from the bunch of keys he had in his pocket and he opened the door, and he said that this is the nerve center of the whole factory. Nerve center means the most important room. Okay, so he says that this room is the most important room of the whole factory, the heart of the whole business. And he also said that it is so beautiful. I insist upon my rooms being beautiful. So Mr. Wonka wanted all his rooms in the factory to be very beautiful, and he also says that he cannot tolerate ugliness in his factory. So he doesn't want anything to be ugly in his factory. He wants everything to be neat and beautiful in his factory. So then he orders the children to be careful, not to lose their control, so not to get overexcited, but to be very calm. Mr. Wonka opened the door. 5 children and 9 grown-ups pushed their ways in, and oh, what an amazing sight it was now met their eyes. So in the second paragraph, we could see that Mr. Wonka opened the door and the 5 children and the 9 adults, they went inside the room, and it was an amazing sight. It was an amazing means a beautiful sight for them to see. And in the third paragraph, they were looking down upon a lovely valley. There were green meadows on either side of the valley, and along the bottom of it there flowed a great brown river. So when they were looking down a lovely valley, there were green meadows. So meadows means fields of grass. So there were green meadows on either side, on the other sides of the valley, and along the bottom of it and down the valley there flowed a great brown river. So children, can you guess what is this river? Yes, it is a chocolate river. Next, what is more, there was a tremendous waterfall halfway along the river, a steep cliff over which water curled and rolled in a solid sheet and then went crashing down into a boiling, churning whirlpool of froth and spray. So, what was next was a tremendous waterfall. Tremendous. Something very great. A great waterfall was flowing from there along the river, and a steep cliff over which water curled and rolled. Steep means narrow. Okay, a narrow cliff over which water curled and rolled in solid sheet, and they were crashing down. Crashing down means they were falling down. The water was falling down into boiling, churning whirlpool of froth and spray. So the water was falling down, boiling. So here it means all bubbles were coming and churning whirlpool of froth and spray. So the entire river and the waterfall was frothy and with lots of bubbles. Below the waterfall, a whole mass of enormous glass pipes were dangling down into the river. So below the waterfall, and this was the most astonishing sight of all. Astonishing means something very surprising, okay, unimaginable. So this astonishing sight was a mass of enormous means large, okay, large glass pipes were dangling down into the river from somewhere high up in the ceiling. So from the ceiling they could see large glass pipes which were dangling down. Dangling means hanging loosely. They were hanging loosely into the river. Turn your books to the next page, page number 45, where you could see the picture of the large glass pipes which are hanging down into the river from the ceiling. And they really were enormous, those pipes. Those pipes were very large, which were hanging from the ceiling into the river, and there must have been a dozen of them at least, and they were sucking up the brownish muddy water from the river and carrying it away to goodness knows where. So what these pipes were doing was they were sucking up the brownish muddy water from the river, and they were carrying this water to a place, to an unknown place. Okay, so goodness knows where. The phrase goodness knows where means to an unknown place. And because they were made of glass, you could see the liquid flowing and bubbling along inside them, and above the noise of waterfall you could hear the never-ending sucking sound of the pipes as they did their work. So because these pipes were made up of glass, you could see the liquid which is bubbling inside the pipes, and you can also hear the noise of the waterfall and the sucking sound of the pipes as they work. So moving on to the next paragraph. Graceful trees and bushes were growing along the river banks. There were beautiful trees and bushes along the river bank, and weeping willows and alders, tall clumps of rhododendrons with their pink and red and mauve blossoms. So the willows here refers to the trees, the alders and tall clumps of rhododendrons. So these are all various trees which were seen in the chocolate factories, which with their pink and red and mauve blossoms. So many beautiful flowers in pink, red color blossomed from these trees. In the meadows, so in the field of grass, there were thousands of buttercups there. There, cried Mr. Wonka, dancing up and down, pointing his gold-topped can at the great brown river. So now you could see in this picture, Mr. Wonka is dancing up and down with his can, okay, a gold-topped can, which means a can is a stick, okay, a stick with a round bulb of gold at one end. So generally old people, okay, they usually have a stick in their hand. So Mr. Wonka also was having one of such sticks, and he was, with the help of the stick, he pointed towards the great brown river. It's all chocolate. Every drop of that river is hot, melted chocolate of the finest quality. So now Mr. Wonka says that it's all chocolate. The great river, the waterfall, the long pipes, everything had chocolate in them, and every drop of the chocolate is hot and melted chocolate of the finest quality. So it is of the best quality, the very finest quality. There's enough chocolate in there to fill every bathtub in the entire country. So just is imaginatively he has written that there was so much of chocolate that they could even fill every bathtub in the entire country. Children, turn on to the next page, and all the swimming pools as well. So you can, there was so much of chocolate that you could fill all the bathtubs as well as the swimming pools in the city all over the country. Isn't it terrific? And just look at my pipes. So isn't it terrific? Just look at the pipes. They suck up the chocolate and carry it away to all the other rooms in the factory where it is needed. So Mr. Wonka says that, isn't it terrific to see at the pipes? Because these pipes, they suck the chocolate and they carry the chocolate to all the other rooms in the factory wherever it is needed. Thousands of gallons an hour, my dear children, thousands and thousands of gallons. So now Mr. Wonka says thousands of gallons of water, chocolate is being produced here in a hour. So children, gallons means it is a unit for measuring the liquids. For example, we say 1 liter of milk or 1 liter of water. So similarly, gallon is also a unit for measuring the liquid. The children and their parents were too flabbergasted to speak. So flabbergasted means they were all in a shock or surprised to speak. They were staggered. They couldn't utter one word. They couldn't say one word. They were all shocked and amused, and they couldn't speak anything. They were dumbfounded, which means they couldn't speak anything. They were bewildered and dazzled. Means they were amazed, pleased, and they were all impressed by the chocolate factory. So next, the waterfall is most important, Mr. Wonka went on. It mixes the chocolate, it churns it up, it pounds it and beats it. It makes it light and frothy. No other factory in the world mixes chocolate by waterfall, but it's only way to do it properly. So Mr. Wonka says that the waterfall is the most important part of the chocolate factory because the waterfall mixes the chocolate, it churns it, it beats it, it mixes it, and it pounds it, and it makes it light. It makes the chocolate light of the finest quality, and no other factory in the world will mix the chocolate with the help of a waterfall, but it is only way to do the work of mixing the chocolate properly, and it's available only in this chocolate factory. And he cried, pointing with his stick, the only way. And do you like my trees and my lovely bushes? Do you think they look pretty? And of course they are all eatable, all made up of something different and delicious. And do you like my meadows? Do you like my grass and my buttercups? The grass you're standing on, my dear little ones, is made of a new kind of soft minty sugar that I just invented. I call it Swedge. Try a blade, please do, it's delectable. So we could see that Mr. Wonka also says that not only the waterfall is made up of chocolate, but with the help of a stick he pointed towards the bushes, the meadows, the grass and the buttercups. And he says that all of them are delectable. Delectable means very tasty and you can eat it. All of them are eatable, and even the meadows and the grass and the buttercups and the field on which they are standing, all of them, they were made up of a kind of soft and minty sugar. And the Wonka, Mr. Wonka, he called it as veg, and he asked them to even try a blade of grass. Automatically, everybody bent down and picked one blade of grass. Everybody, that is, except Augustus Gloop, who took a big handful. So, as soon as Wonka said this, everyone bent down and they picked one blade of grass except for Augustus, because he took a handful of grass and they began to eat. And Violet Borgard, before tasting her blade of grass, took the piece of world record breaking chewing gum out of her mouth and stuck it carefully behind her ear. So, what Violet did was, before tasting her blade of grass, she took away the chewing gum out from her mouth and stuck it carefully behind her ear. Isn't it wonderful? Whispered Charlie. Hasn't it got a wonderful taste, Grandpa? So now Charlie asks his grandpa, isn't it wonderful? Hasn't it got a wonderful taste, Grandpa? I could eat the whole field, said Grandpa Joe, grinning with delight. So now Grandpa Joe, smiling with happiness, he said, grinning means smiling, delight means happiness. So Grandpa Joe said, I could eat the whole field. I could go around on all fours like a cow and eat every blade of grass in the field. So this is what even you and me wanted to do, isn't it, children? If you imagine an entire field or a meadow, every tree, every flower is made up of chocolate there. We all also wish to go in all fours, using both our both legs and hands like a cow, to eat every blade of grass in the field. Try a buttercup, cried Mr. Wonka. They are even nicer. So Mr. Wonka said, you can even try a buttercup, it's even more tasty. Suddenly the air was filled with screams of excitement. Suddenly the air was filled with screams. Screams means shoutings. Okay, shoutings of excitement. The screams came from Veruca Salt. She was pointing frantically to other side of the river. So suddenly the atmosphere was filled with extreme cries of excitement, and Veruca Salt was the one who cried very loudly because she was pointing to the other side of the river. Look, look over there, she screamed. What is it? He's moving. He's walking. It's like a little person. It's a little man down there below the waterfall. And everybody, as soon as she said there's a little man over there who's moving down the waterfall, everybody stopped picking buttercups and stared across the river. So everybody stopped picking up the buttercups for eating. They all looked across the river. She's right, Grandpa, cried Charlie. It's a little man. Can you see him? So now Charlie also cried. She's right, Grandpa. I could see a little man there. Can you also see him? I see him, Charlie, said Grandpa Joe excitedly, and now everybody stared, shouting at once. There's two of them. My gosh, so there is. There's more than two. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Children, we have read an extract from the book Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, written by Roald Dahl. We have seen that Mr. Willy Wonka, the owner of the chocolate factory, invites 5 children and 9 adults to visit his chocolate factory, and among them was poor little boy Charlie Bucket along with his grandfather. And Mr. Wonka first pointed towards the chocolate room which is the nerve center or heart of the whole business, and he wanted all the rooms of his factory to be very beautiful, and he doesn't tolerate any ugliness in the factory. And he also opened the door and he showed them a lovely valley, green meadows on either side of the valley, and bottom of which flowed a great brown river and a waterfall. This waterfall was churning and beating the chocolate, and below the waterfall was a mass of large glass pipes which were hanging up from the ceiling. And these large pipes, they were sucking the chocolate from the river and they were carrying it to various rooms of the factory. And there were many gracious graceful trees and bushes along the river sides, and many types of shrubs and plants were there with their beautiful flowers which were pink and red in color, and with thousands of buttercups on the meadows. And also Mr. Wonka also showed them the great brown rivers, the meadows, the grass and buttercups, which were all made up of chocolate. And everyone was so excited, dumbfolded and dazzled, and they began to taste each piece of grass there. And some even took a handful of grass and began to taste it. And it was then Veruca Salt screamed and pointed frantically to the other side of the river, where they saw little men and little people walking there. Even Charlie and his grandpa saw them, and there were 1, 2, 3, and 4, and even 5 of those little men walking on the other side of the river. Children, your assignment for today's session will be to learn and copy down the notes in your classwork notebook and to complete your assignments in the book exercise. Thank you, children. Have a nice day.